that voice in your head that's a little bit stronger is probably going to lead you down the right path. And once you commit to that path, there is no second guessing it, right? You just forget about all the others, you commit, you go all in, and you let the rest happen. What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to another episode of The Morning Takeaway, aka the Inside Influence Podcast. I'm coming to you with another podcast from a different location. The backgrounds are probably going to change pretty much every episode. This one and the next will be the similar backgrounds, but as I continue on this nomad lifestyle, I'm literally leaving tomorrow, heading to Charleston, South Carolina, and I guess by the time that you see this, I'll be in South Carolina. But that said, I wanted to jump on here and get a little takeaway out to you, because not only am I passionate about it, but it's something that I feel like can help anyone. And I wanted to give you a little story, give you a little experience. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw this on my story the other day. It was pretty wild. But I'll kind of read from my journal as well, because I wrote about it in my journal. But lately there's been quite a few things in my life that have been recurring and showing up. And one of those things was intuition. And it is intuition and just like following your gut. And, long story short, if you don't watch anything the rest of this podcast, my message to you for this podcast would be to follow your gut. There's always going to be two voices in your head pulling you one way or the other. And if there's anything that I feel like, and I did that podcast on following your curiosity and expanded on this topic, but again, it's recurring and I wanted to give you this story. But if there is anything, that voice in your head that's a little bit stronger is probably going to lead you down the right path. And once you commit to that path, there is no second guessing it, right? You just forget about all the others, you commit, you go all in, and you let the rest happen, right? So as I get into it, I'm sitting here writing. This was August 25th, 2023 at 9:47 a.m. in my journal. Things recurring in my life. I have a few other things, but something on intuition. So basically, I don't know why I need to read this out of here. I can just tell you. But that morning, I wrote in my journal at about 5 a.m., one of my gratitude practices. I wrote, I am grateful for intuitive feelings. This morning, I was not going on a walk that particular morning, and I was not going on a run, and I had decided to go on a walk. I was walking right as the sun was kind of starting to kind of come up, and it is still kind of dark, and I hear this crazy noise and like right over my shoulder. I'm like, it kind of breezed by and then lands right in the tree above me. And I look over there and there's an owl. And mind you, I've never seen an owl in person, like on my walks. Like I've seen them in in the zoo or something, but just like not this profound, right? I haven't had this kind of experience. And I see it, I'm like, wow, that's weird. That's kind of cool, right? Like super, it was like this mini owl. And I go about my business. I checked it out for a second, just kind of taking in the beauty of the animal. And I promise you, not 60, 90 seconds later, I was walking down to a stop sign and I took a right. And I heard this crazy flapping noise. And sure enough, here comes another owl. It lands on a cable power line pole right there. And then again, I hear another one. Not 10 seconds later, land on the exact same pole. And I was like, whoa, what is going on? Like, I've never seen this many like owls in general, and then here's three in the matter of 3 minutes. And I just was like, I was taken back by it for a second. And I started going on my walk, and I had to Google it. I was like, what does it mean? And like, what is the universe trying to tell me? And I went on my walk, I went on Google and I Googled it. It's like, what does an owl symbolize? And to paraphrase, I put this in my journal, basically what it says was that owls are a symbol of intuition, wisdom, and looking inward. And my mind was absolutely blown. I mean, the idea that I wrote that in my journal that morning at 5 a.m., and then that happens, right? It's like there's something in the universe telling me, like, hey, follow your gut. Like, whatever particular things that I have going on in my life, and, you know, like, I think the reason why I share this with you is because it's so applicable to anyone and everyone. You might not have this owl experience, right? The craziness that I went through that morning, but there's always going to be that intuitive feeling inside you. And if we can learn how to tap into that, because a lot of times it's hard in life. We go through circumstances, we go through situations, we go through adversity, we go through good times, and a lot of stuff can mask that intuitive feeling. And then we kind of cater to, sometimes we cater to what the world wants or what other people in the environment that we are in want. And I think that just that to me, that's distracting from your own purpose, your own goal, your own way that you align yourself in the world, right? Because we're all on our own path. We all have our own unique story, right? And I think it's just super powerful to take that idea of following your intuitive feelings and whatever that is inside you speaking to you. And regardless of what you believe in, whether it's the universe, it's God, it's, you know, a higher energy, whatever that is, you take it and you use it to your advantage. And I don't know, I'm still like, I get the chills thinking about it, this experience, and just like, it's one of those things that, like, maybe it's kind of like the what is it, the reticular activating system. Like you see a red Ferrari one time for the first time in your life, then you see 7 that same week, right? It's like your subconscious brain just starts looking for it. But I think this was a little different. I don't know. You be the judge. You let me know in the comments. But again, that was a really long way of telling you, you know, again, going back to the beginning of this, saying if there's one thing to take away, I just want to, I feel like it's my purpose right now to express that. And I feel passionate about it almost, right? So I wanted to share that, and that's the reason ultimately why these takeaways started and these podcasts started, is because if somebody can get on a microphone and a camera and have changed my life, I would hope that I could have any resemblance of a fraction of that kind of impact on somebody else. And you know, I say that with sincerity, and I appreciate you listening. You know, that's I get on here every week, and I make it a standard to make sure that I get something out to you, and I enjoy doing it. So that's enough rambling on and on and on over here. I'm going to end this thing with a random question, as I usually do. I haven't done it the past couple times, and I actually don't have it pulled up right now. Let's see. Random question generator. Ask me a question, and let's close this thing out. Click here for question. What's the story behind one of your scars? I've had that question before. I fell off my bike on the way to an extreme bike ride. What fictional place would you most like to go to? Narnia. Not even a question. I don't have to expand. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Intuitive feelings, we're going with it. But I think Narnia would be pretty cool. It looks pretty beautiful. But all right, so that's all I've got for you. I appreciate you listening. If there's anything you can do to help me out, it would be to share the show, share it with somebody that you might think takes something away, you know, vibe with the energy, whatever. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon to the first one to see all of my videos. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing awesome. Have a great day, and don't forget to smile.